The night Asa was born, two moons graced the sky. It was a sight that had not been seen for centuries, a celestial event that filled the hearts of the villagers with both awe and trepidation. The larger moon, a brilliant silver, cast a serene glow, while the smaller moon, a deep crimson, added an air of mystery and magic to the night. It was a night whispered about for generations. Around the campfires, elders would recount the tales of the two moons, speaking of ancient prophecies and the extraordinary events that would unfold under their light. The villagers listened with rapt attention, their imaginations ignited by the stories of heroes and mythical creatures. Legend told of a child born under this rare celestial dance, a child destined for greatness. This child was Asa. From the moment she took her first breath, a soft, ethereal glow surrounded her, marking her as someone special. The villagers knew that her birth was no ordinary event. It was the fulfillment of an ancient prophecy. From her first breath, she was different. Animals, sensing her unique aura, were inexplicably drawn to her. Birds would perch nearby, singing sweet melodies, while deer and rabbits approached her without fear. It was as if the natural world recognized her as one of its own. Animals were drawn to her gentle touch. As she grew, Asa's bond with the creatures of the forest only deepened. She had a way of calming even the most skittish animals, her presence a soothing balm to their spirits. Her touch was like a promise, a silent assurance that she meant no harm. The forest whispered secrets in her ear. Asa would often be found with her ear pressed against the bark of an ancient tree, listening intently. The trees spoke to her in a language only she could understand, sharing the wisdom of the ages and the secrets of the earth, but none were closer to her than the wolf. From the moment they met, there was an unspoken understanding between them. The wolf, with its piercing eyes and majestic presence, became her constant companion, her protector in the wild.
I found Asa as a babe, sensing her unique energy, her inherent connection to the wild. It was a night much like the one she was born under, with the two moons casting their dual light upon the forest. The moment I laid eyes on her, I knew she was special, destined for a path unlike any other. I vowed to protect her, to be her guardian. The wolf too seemed to understand this sacred duty. Together we watched over her, ensuring that no harm would come to the child of prophecy. The bond between Asa and the wolf was something extraordinary, a connection that transcended the boundaries of species.
They grew up together, two souls intertwined. Asa and the wolf were inseparable, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They played in the forest, exploring its hidden corners and discovering its many wonders. Their laughter echoed through the trees, a testament to their unbreakable friendship. Asa found solace in the wolf's silent strength, his unwavering loyalty. In moments of doubt or fear, she would bury her face in his fur, drawing comfort from his steady presence. The wolf, in turn, seemed to understand her every emotion, offering silent support and companionship. He was her protector, her confidant, her family. In a world that often felt overwhelming, the wolf was her anchor, grounding her with his steadfast loyalty. Together, they faced the challenges of the wild, their bond a source of strength and resilience. Asa, with the wolf always by her side, spent her days exploring the sprawling forests surrounding her village. They wandered through dense thickets and along babbling brooks, discovering the beauty and mystery of the natural world. Each day was an adventure, a new chapter in their shared story. She spoke to the trees, befriended the creatures, and learned the ancient rhythms of the earth. Asa's connection to nature was profound, a deep-rooted bond that went beyond mere understanding. She could sense the heartbeat of the forest, feel the pulse of life that flowed through every living thing. Her connection to nature ran deep, a power humming beneath her skin. It was as if the very essence of the earth flowed through her veins, granting her abilities that others could only dream of. She could heal with a touch, communicate with animals, and even influence the growth of plants. The villagers, witnessing this bond, recognized her as the chosen child of the prophecy. They watched in awe as Asa and the wolf moved as one, their connection a living testament to the ancient legends. The villagers knew that Asa was destined for greatness, her path intertwined with the fate of the entire village. Word of Acer and her extraordinary abilities reached the ears of King Zerai. The news travelled swiftly through the kingdom, carried by whispers and rumours, until it finally reached the grand halls of the palace. Acer, a child of mysterious origins, was said to possess powers unlike any seen before. Her abilities were the stuff of legends, and tales of her feats spread like wildfire. The king, a man consumed by his desire for power, ruled the kingdom with an iron fist. His subjects lived in constant fear, their lives dictated by his whims and decrees. Zerai's reign was marked by oppression and cruelty, his thirst for control unquenchable. He sought to expand his dominion, to bend the very fabric of reality to his will. He craved more power, more control. The thought of possessing Acer's abilities ignited a fire within him, a burning ambition that knew no bounds. He envisioned himself wielding her powers, using them to crush his enemies and solidify his rule. The allure of such power was irresistible, and Zerai's mind became consumed with thoughts of conquest and domination. He saw in Acer a means to an end, a weapon to wield. To him, she was not a child but a tool, a key to unlocking untold power. Zerai's plans grew more elaborate as he imagined the possibilities. He would train her, mold her abilities to serve his purposes. The kingdom would bow before him, and he would reign supreme.
An ancient prophecy spoke of a child born under 2 moons. This prophecy, shrouded in mystery and ancient lore, foretold the coming of a child with the power to bridge worlds. The night sky with its 2 glowing moons was a rare and significant omen. Scholars and mystics had long debated its meaning, but Zerai saw it as a sign, a confirmation of his destiny. This child, the prophecy foretold, would possess the power to unite the human world with the magical realm. Acer, with her unique abilities, was believed to be this chosen child. Her very existence was a beacon of hope and fear, a symbol of potential and danger. The magical realm, a place of wonder and peril, was said to hold secrets and powers beyond imagination.
Zerai, blinded by ambition, desired this power for himself. He saw the prophecy not as a tale of unity, but as a path to ultimate dominion. His cold, calculating mind worked tirelessly, plotting and scheming. The throne, once a symbol of his authority, now felt like a stepping stone to something far greater. His ambition knew no limits, and he was willing to do whatever it took to achieve his goals. He believed he could harness Acer's abilities, bend them to his will. Zerai spent countless hours poring over ancient texts and scrolls, seeking knowledge and power. The dimly lit chambers of his palace became a sanctuary of dark ambitions, filled with the whispers of forgotten spells and forbidden magic. He was determined to unlock the secrets of the prophecy and make them his own. Zerai saw himself not just as a king, but as a god among men. His vision of the future was grand and terrifying, a world where he reigned supreme over all. The crown on his head felt heavier with each passing day, a symbol of his growing power and responsibility. He imagined himself standing above all, his enemies vanquished, his kingdom thriving under his iron rule. He envisioned armies of mythical creatures at his command, his enemies crushed under his heel. The thought of commanding such forces filled him with a sense of invincibility. Dragons, giants, and other fantastical beings would march under his banner, their might unmatched. Zerai's dreams of conquest grew more vivid, his plans more detailed. He would stop at nothing to achieve his vision. The prophecy, he believed, was his key to ultimate power. Every word, every symbol on the ancient scrolls seemed to speak directly to him. The glowing symbols were a promise of what could be, a future where he held the reins of destiny. Zerai's obsession with the prophecy grew, his determination unwavering. He would decipher its secrets and claim its power for himself. And so, he became fixated on finding the chosen child. His search was relentless, his methods ruthless. Zerai's agents scoured the land, seeking any sign of Acer. The map before him was marked with clues and leads, each one a step closer to his goal. The king's obsession with power drove him to the brink, his every thought consumed by the prophecy and the child who could fulfill it. King Zerai summoned his most trusted advisors, a council of priests who claimed to interpret the will of the gods. These priests were not just spiritual guides, they were the king's confidants, his strategists, and his secret keepers. They held sway over the king's decisions, whispering divine interpretations that often aligned with their own ambitions. The priests, hungry for power themselves, fueled the king's obsession. They saw in King Zerai a vessel through which they could extend their influence, a puppet whose strings they could pull. The king's obsession with divine will became their tool, a means to an end. They saw an opportunity to control the kingdom through Asa, a mystical girl believed to be the chosen child. Asa was said to possess powers beyond comprehension, powers that could either save or doom the kingdom. The priests knew that if they could control Asa, they could control the kingdom. To become the true power behind the throne, the priests needed Asa. They envisioned a future where they would be the unseen rulers, guiding the king and the kingdom through their control over the chosen child. Their ambitions were vast and their plans meticulous.
We studied ancient texts, poring over every word, every symbol, seeking clues about the chosen child. The texts were old, written in languages long forgotten, filled with cryptic verses and prophecies. Each discovery brought us closer to understanding Asa's significance. Deciphering cryptic verses about the chosen child, we performed elaborate rituals, invoking the deities for guidance. These rituals were complex, requiring precision and faith. We believed that through these rituals, we could communicate with the gods and receive their wisdom. Seeking guidance from our deities, we prayed fervently, hoping for a sign, a revelation. The temple was filled with the scent of incense, the sound of chants, and the fervor of our devotion. We were determined to find Asa, to fulfill the prophecy.
Their pronouncements were always the same: find the child. The message was clear and unwavering. The priests' voices echoed with authority, their eyes gleaming with determination. They believed that Asa was the key to the kingdom's future. Bring her to the capital. The order was given, and the soldiers prepared for their mission. They knew the importance of their task, the weight of the king's command. They were ready to scour the kingdom, to find Asa and bring her to the capital. Her power must be controlled. Asa's abilities were both a blessing and a curse. The priests believed that if left unchecked, her powers could bring chaos. But if controlled, they could bring prosperity and strength to the kingdom. Fueled by the priest's pronouncements and his own ambition, King Zerai ordered his soldiers to find Asa. The king's determination was unwavering. He saw Asa as the key to his legacy, the means to secure his reign and his place in history. He sent them to every corner of his kingdom, their mission clear: find the chosen child. The soldiers rode out with purpose, their hearts set on their goal. They knew the journey would be long and arduous, but they were prepared for the challenge. Bring the chosen child to the capital by any means necessary. The king's command was absolute, and the soldiers were ready to do whatever it took. They would search every village, every forest, leaving no stone unturned until they found Asa. The king's soldiers, clad in iron and armed with steel, descended upon Asa's village like a storm cloud. They tore through homes, interrogated villagers, their faces grim, their intentions clear. They sought the girl with the wolf, the child who spoke to nature. Fear gripped the hearts of the villagers.
I sensed the approaching danger alerting Asa. I could smell the soldiers, hear the clang of their armor. Their intentions were hostile, their presence a threat. They wouldn't hesitate to harm Asa to get what they wanted.
Asa and the wolf fled into the forest, their sanctuary now a hunting ground. They knew the woods better than any soldier, but the king's men were relentless. The chase was on.